Good morning and welcome to day 5 of racing in the 2019 World Jet Boat Championships, brought to you by Above and Beyond Compression. We're standing here at Magoo's Landing on the Wapiti River just outside of Grand Prairie, Alberta, and boats in the background are getting ready to head upstream to Wapiti Gardens and back. A couple things to note about day 5 here is Barry Fenton, local racer, is going to be back in the mix again in boat 121 backdraft, as well as Chad Burns is back mixing it up again in the Unlimited, trying to make up some time. So we'll definitely watch those boats here this morning heading up to Wapiti Gardens. We wanted to try something new and let the boats do the talking for a bit here on day 5, so sit back, crank the volume, and enjoy some extremely fast action on the Wapiti River. You can see Chad Burns is making up time with that new gearbox, and whoa, he's got that boat flying. Chad managed to get around Brian just before probably the tightest section on this entire leg. Watch closely to the center of your screen. You can see CX class leader Kelly Locke tag a rock and go for a ride up on the beach. Hop aboard and you can see how quick these jet boats can go from 97 miles an hour to 0. And from first to last in the marathon. What a massive upset in the CX class, as Justin Hill and the other CX competitors just got a huge break on this leg. Other action heading upstream saw Steven Shearing start far back in the field and have a little fun passing the FX boat of Josh Becker. After having oil pump issues yesterday, Grant Perry unfortunately calls it quits as his motor goes away on him. Hopefully he can get it back running again for day 6 of the marathon. Trapper Woolsey also falls victim to day 5 on the marathon when his pump bearing seizes about halfway up to Wapiti Gardens. Kelly came into today leading the CX class and unfortunately had a bit of a spin up there in your home water. What happened?
We honestly, at first, we were baffled. We were going through the air backwards, kind of questioning what just happened. And after we were on the shore, we couldn't get pushed off. We were in deep sand, and then everybody else started hitting it, and it all came clear. It was just a rock hiding under the water, blended in perfectly. No ripples, no sign of it being there until we hit it at about 97, and it was quite the ride.
Big thanks to the support boat to get you off the sand and back up here to the top at Wapiti Gardens.
Yeah, a couple of guys, local guys, come and give us a hand, and it was awesome. They got us off there, and the second they got us off, we got on step, but we were unfortunately too far behind, so we had a lot of time to make up. We probably got a pretty huge penalty for not making it up here, so we're gonna charge hard and see if we can make up some time, but it's gonna be a tough go.
Fortunately for Kelly, Doug Gallup and some past CX racers, Alex and Stephen Fidgel, were close by the spin to lend a hand getting CX-14 back in the water and ready for leg 2.
I feel gutted for Kelly, but we've jumped into the lead, and hopefully we can hold it there. It's a long way to go, and it's a pretty tough rivers to come yet. So
3.5 race days of racing remaining, and we got guys like Tim Harding behind you, Jake Barney, and you got your fellow New Zealanders, Roger Preston. Any one of those single boats you're worried about?
Oh, they're all threats. Tim Harding's got a very fast boat, so I think he's been working all week trying to get it faster and faster. So I think he's coming for us, but don't count out the other Kiwis, Roger Preston and Jake Barney is an American. You know what they're like, they're crazy.
So we had a clean run, good speeds. We might have caught up to another boat. We took a wrong channel and that put us back probably 8 seconds, but yeah, we're just hanging there. There's a lot of racing left to go, so we're not even at the halfway point yet, huh?
And Casey, on the way back down, a little bit harder to navigate over some of that rougher water and pull out all the obstacles in the river that unfortunately Kelly fought earlier in the run-up. Right. Is that posing any problem? Is anything GPS marked in your brain?
You know, our GPS actually quit about a mile upstream today, so we're flying on reading the river.
High and Dry FX91, you guys have been bouncing in and out of the lead this entire marathon with Tanner. Gerald, how does it feel coming up here to the Wapiti Gardens?
Oh, it was good. We pre-ran it twice there yesterday, trying to find the best lines. We took some pretty skinny water there, but it all worked out good coming up.
Tim, you came into day 5 of the marathon, sitting in the lead in the A class, and we headed up to Wapiti Gardens here, and you had a pretty good run?
Yeah, it was a reasonably clean run. I did get a little greedy in one spot and clipped a little, but I worried and crawled underneath it, and no significant damage and no real speed disadvantage.
As the support team struggle with pulling the boats out of the water to refuel, we prepare for leg 2 of day 5. Gord Humphrey, the current overall leader, extended his lead in the marathon over Ross on the way up, but the leg down went sideways literally right from the start for Gord. In an attempt to cross some skinny water only about a mile from the start, Gord bow hooks hard and spun up on the shallow section, damaging the boat and knocking him out of contention. With Gord out, Ross Schlautower now takes top spot in the marathon. Ross has to keep up his pace because Jeremy Han has been flying down these rivers and is still putting the pressure on him. Making up time on Jeremy just slightly today were the Kiwis of Nigel and Bruce. Now that they've got the cooling issues resolved, that boat is moving. Regan Redlick remains your U-Spec class leader and has run an extremely tight marathon, starting and finishing every single leg. Tim Greber managed to put a few seconds between him and Darren Cage. He now leads by almost a minute over Darren for the A-Class World Championship. Nobody's ever got the best of me. I need a hero that makes this place go crazy. Kelly had that unfortunate DNF and is now sitting 4th in CX class. However, Justin Hill still puts the hammer down as he knows the competitive CX class leaves no room to lift. The second place boat, Tim Harding, had a loader plate issue on the way upstream, which allowed Justin to pad his lead to over a minute and a half. Drama struck the third place CX boat of Jake and Casey Barney on the way down, as it appears they had mechanical issues and kicked them from 3rd to 5th place, putting Roger and Tim into the podium for the time being. But they weren't doing themselves any favors on the way down, managing to hop a gravel bar just before the finish line. After having a slow start to the marathon with a motor failure, Josh Becker took advantage of his home river and took almost a minute per leg off Tanner Froelic's lead. Josh now sits 2nd in the FX class, about 2.5 minutes behind. After suffering 2 DNFs on day 3 of racing Latino, Barry Fenton had his A-Class boat up and running again and picked off boats one at a time after starting from the back of the field. He and fellow A-Class competitor from Mexico, Luciano Blanco, fly down the river to the finish line. while further back still, A-class competitor and Mexican racer Christopher Cortez also started down the field and is now passing FX racer Josh Inman as they go past the ski hill. What a crazy turn of events here in Grand Prairie on day 5 of the 2019 World Jet Boat Championships, as we saw lead changes in unlimited, CX and FX classes of racing. And we wish everyone good luck tomorrow as they embark on one of the longest legs of the marathon. It's over 60 miles of one-way racing up to McLeod Flats and back tomorrow. Big thanks to Above and Beyond Compression for sponsoring today's day 5 highlight video.